Thank you for your remarks, Sheldon, and on behalf of everyone in the electric cooperative community, thank you for your service, and we wish you all the best in your retirement. And now I'd like to give you my remarks. Many things are different about this NRECA annual meeting, not the least of which is the name, PowerXchange. This new approach features more relevant content than ever and, even in a virtual setting, more opportunities to interact with important voices in the energy industry, politics, and strategic leadership. You'll soon find out what hasn't changed is our focus on you and the powerful nature of convening thousands of Americans dedicated through their co-ops to the quality of life of our members. Today I want to welcome you, thank you for being an important part of the first PowerXchange, and talk about what it means to me at this moment when I see such strong shared support for the electric cooperative purpose and the mission we serve together. Those questions of who we are and what we do cover many perspectives on community, technology, business, social responsibility, governance, and, of course, energy. But today I want to talk about the area in which co-ops have historically provided our most effective form of leadership, and that's in politics. It's no secret there's political turmoil in our country. In Washington, D.C., I've got a front row seat, and I see it every day. But I think every community, every workplace, every family in America, they're feeling it. No matter where you are on the political spectrum, I doubt you're satisfied with our political leadership or the tone of the country's political conversation. It's hyper-partisan, it's divisive, and it's not working. We've lost the ability to simply see and hear one another. As a result, more and more Americans are tuning out of their role in our public democratic institutions. And that concerns us because as cooperatives, we are public democratic institutions in our communities. We understand the need for people to see and hear each other, and people need to see and hear you to understand the leadership you provide, because we have something important to say. We make so many positive things happen in the places we serve. That's not only rare in today's politics, it's also incredibly refreshing. It's so effective when we engage on a positive basis, but being positive, that's our default setting. Positive engagement is baked into our identity, our autonomy, and the way we involve the whole community in our member-owned, consumer-driven co-ops. Look, the word unity is overused and overrated in politics. Just saying it out loud won't make it happen. Bringing people together is hard work. It requires open-mindedness, perseverance, and focus on what matters, as well as the courage to let go of what doesn't matter. Bringing people together takes time and effort. And we do this better than anyone else because it's what we've always done. That's why, for our entire existence, we've been so effective in politics. Our political engagement started in the 1930s with the creation of the Rural Electrification Administration. And then we had to fight to keep it. We worked to foster growth in rural America according to our mission, not just electricity, but good things for the community and the quality of life in it. Even as recently as a year ago, when a gridlock Congress that couldn't get much of anything done managed to step on our tax-exempt status, we drafted and passed the Rural Act, a bipartisan solution to an issue that threatened every electric co-op in the United States. And we won. Our past experience in politics is rich with success, but it's not easy. It takes all of us working together, oftentimes in spite of real differences. And that's okay. But in order to be successful, we must always agree on one thing. Our co-ops exist to serve our members. We serve the people of our communities, and every community is different, but each co-op has the same obligation to figure out how to do the best job it can for the people we serve. Look, we're active in politics because we're active in our communities. Now, let me say that again because it's so important. We're active in politics because we're active in our communities. That message is simple, but it's everything you need to know about us. And we cannot stop, not for one election cycle, not for 1 year, not for one moment. We cannot say it enough. We serve the people of our communities, and what's good for the community is good for the co-op. Look, there are thousands of us here today who are leading the electric cooperative conversation in our communities, in boardrooms, in employee staff meetings. We're called now, more than ever, to connect our co-ops to the purpose we share, to lead, to solve problems, to bring people together, to focus on what matters, to change the tone of the conversation, to identify an optimistic vision of the future, and to make it happen. To bend the arc of politics back to the people it should serve. Here's why we can be even more effective today, because we stand out. We stand out because our agenda is not a red or blue agenda. It's not an agenda based on partisan interests. We're grounded in community interests. We stand apart from everyone else in Washington because we are builders and because we stay above the partisan fray. We've earned a reputation for being constructive, positive, trustworthy, and I know this because we've asked this question of leaders in Washington ever since I joined NRECA. And they tell us, in no uncertain terms, it's true. We stand out. We're different in the best possible way. Members of both parties recognize us as leaders who can get things done, as problem solvers who are invested in the places we serve, as folks you'd better have in your corner. They listen to us because our goals are inseparable from the goals of the community. I like that. It gets me energized to think about what we can do, and it energizes elected officials too. Our mission draws people to us. It gets the attention of other leaders and other builders and other visionaries, and it rallies them to our causes. Leaders listen to us and care what we think. Our approach works. And it works uniquely well in Washington, where today that kind of leadership is so rare. But the real secret to our success is the partnership NRECA has with you. I can only tell your story if you tell your story. When I talk about electric co-ops across the country working together, our leaders connect it to you at your co-op. Getting someone inside the Beltway to think outside the Beltway, that's powerful. That's influential. That's effective. Then we work together to make sure America's electric co-ops, individually and collectively, are strong, that our communities are strong, that they stay strong, that no matter what, when we raise our voices, people listen. This opportunity is what our predecessors built for us, and it's what we continue to build for those who come next. Hearing your stories and knowing the work you do every day, I know our brightest days are still ahead of us. We're still creating that better, more prosperous future in our communities, coming up on a century since we first turned the lights on. And that, to me, is the most noble goal of all. Thank you for being builders, for keeping this light shining, and for your partnership on the rising road ahead.